Tadaima Okaeri. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, and I will apologize now in advance. Hello, Internet. I'm KrissieDeathy, and today we'll be reviewing Tadaima Okaeri, which, according to Wikipedia, translates to Welcome Home. The series is a manga that recently got an anime. The first season is 12 episodes, which has finished airing recently at the time of writing. At the time of recording, I think it finished airing around June, and we're recording in September. By the time you guys see this, it might even be 2025. Who knows? I've been very behind on editing videos and actually recording things. I have been recording artwork, so speed paint stuff can be made. I just have not been doing the putting audio to the video stuff. So yay. So backstory for me. So I first heard about the series from YouTube. A trailer popped up in my recommended feed, and I watched the trailer. It focused mostly on the kid, Hee-chan, and I am a sucker for cute, adorable anime children. Look, I don't want kids. Haven't since I was 13. But I love cute, adorable anime kitties. They tend to feature in a lot of wholesome series that have been kind of my jam recently. So, when I started the series itself, I was surprised to find out that it was actually an Omegaverse Yaoi. I expected the Yaoi elements based off of the trailer, but I had never delved into the Omegaverse realm. I've heard of it, but I don't have quite a clear grasp on all of its elements still. So, fun fact, there was a video on Omegaverse that I had watched that kind of goes deep into the history, and I had watched it before, forgot I had watched it, and then watched it again after I had written this script, and the title of that video is Into the Omegaverse, How a Fanfic Trope Landed in Federal Court by Lindsay Elias. And it was posted 4 years ago as of me recording this audio. So, if you guys want to find a history fact on Omegaverse, I would go give that a watch. And now we're going to go on to our next chapter. Omegaverse. See if I remember to put a title card here. I probably won't. So, what is Omegaverse? Omegaverse, from my cursory understanding, is kind of a world setup. So, people have a second sex characteristic that goes alpha, beta, omega. You can be in any of those regardless of your birth gender, male or female. Alphas can get anyone or just alphas of the same sex pregnant and have a heat cycle. Betas, they seem to be like the normies, everyday average people, kind of like the people we see walking around. And then omegas can get pregnant regardless of gender. So, dudes can get preggo too. So, hello, impreg fandom? Is that the right pronunciation? I don't know. They also have a heat cycle. It seems betas are the only ones who don't have a heat cycle. But okay. Alphas can bond with omegas and mark them. This is a sign of, I'll be with you and only you forever, like a marriage, but without the paperwork. And this is what I understand of Omegaverse, just based off of what I've heard, picked up from this show, and from reading the manga, because I read all the manga that was fan translated on the internet. So feel free to chime in with anything that I may have missed in the comments below. Comments are good for the algorithm, and I would like that. Thank you very much. So, Yaoi, boys love. And I know what you're thinking. Why are you explaining what Yaoi is? It's for all the people not familiar with Japanese culture, like the rest of us weebs. Yaoi means boys love. It's a genre in Japanese culture that just labels it as, hey, boys are having romantic relationships with each other. That's all it means. If you're reading something tagged Yaoi, the story will focus on dude romantic relationships. Favorite Yaoi couples that I currently have are Yukito and Toya from Cardcaptor Sakura, and Manic and Shadow. Those are like my top 2 at this moment that I can think of. What are some of yours? My history with Yaoi. Yes, I'm reading out the titles I wrote. Now, I don't dive into the Yaoi genre often, mostly because what I find feels kind of like fetishy and inappropriately like horny, like, ooh, boys kissing. Now, that's cool, but then let's have them sexually assault each other. And I just don't like it. It's like for no reason other than horny. And then I'm just like, why are you staying with the guy who, like, legit a couple of chapters uh abused you? My guy, find a different dude that treats you with respect. That's my problem with a lot of yaoi that I wind up finding and picking up. That I'm just like, why is your relationship so toxic? And there's nothing wrong with smut. Nothing wrong. I love a good smut. I'm just not always in the mood for smut. And smut can be really good. I'm just like, why is your relationship so toxic? And why is it so hard to find a non-toxic relationship in the yaoi genre? And you'll notice, like, when I write relationships, I focus on more of, like, the comedic, getting to know each other moments, because that's just me. Because, y'all, the only lemon I have managed to write, it is a complete entire failure. I scrap them all for a reason, and it's because they suck. There was one, like, I began writing, and the first chapter was really the setup of these two characters going, hey, I realize you want children. I originally didn't want children, but I see how good you are with babysitting kids, and I'm kind of thinking about it. Would this be a discussion you would have? And the second chapter was supposed to be them just, like, going to Pound Town, and that second chapter never got written. I scrap all my lemons for a reason. I'm not good at writing smut. And so it's really hard to find smut that I like. I think published smut that I have read and enjoyed is the Argento series by Lindsay Sands. If you like vampire romance books, that is a good series for you. No, none of the relationships are fucking toxic. Though in one book, like, legit, y'all have known each other for all of, like, 3 days. If that, and y'all are already fucking. Hormones are ridiculous. Y'all are grown adults, but okay. But it's due to this, like, that I don't explore a lot of the yaoi, because I would love some adorable, cute, wholesome yaoi. Please feel free to recommend them in the comments. I just get really tired of just finding all the weird, almost like you're fetishizing two gay guys, toxic relationships that I feel like I find in a lot of yaoi that pops up on, like, the most viewed high rating tabs on a lot of manga reading sites. So therefore, haven't really explored the yaoi genre. I have been writing yaoi. I've been writing short stories with gay guys, and it's all meant to be wholesome. We'll talk about that later. Show background. We'll see if I actually remember to put a title card. We'll see. Tadaima Okaeri, or Welcome Home, started off as a yaoi slice of life manga by Ichikawa. I'm going to apologize now for butchering all of these names. You'll notice I'm repeating certain words. It could be a stutter, but it's also like a part of my brain, like, that word does not sound right coming out. Say it again until it sounds correct. And then eventually it just sounds like meaningless nothing. So I apologize in advance. Welcome Home has been serialized in Fusion Products, Omegaverse Project Anthology magazine since November 2015. and I believe the manga is still going on. So from 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. That's 9 years. It's been going on for 9 years. It is being published in English by Manga Club. However, when looking for the physical copy of the manga on like Amazon, I couldn't find it in English, but I believe I found it in French. I found it in French and Japanese, but could not find it in English, a physical copy. So I feel like this is one of those mangas that sadly didn't get a physical copy in English. It's got like a digital English translation, but I don't mind reading manga online, fan translated into English, but I would prefer a physical copy if I'm going to buy it. So this would be one I would just like, please bring it over. Give us a proper English translation, a physical bound copy. That's just things I want. The anime was created by Studio Den and aired from April 9th, 2024 to June 25th, 2024. And it has 12 episodes. And June 25th, I began writing this shortly after that, so you can tell how long it's been. The show is licensed by this video sponsor, Crunchyroll. I am joking on the sponsor part. Though, how awesome would it be if Crunchyroll sponsored one of my videos, as I'm currently going through and reviewing every single Pretty Cure season, which means I am sitting down and watching very slowly every single Pretty Cure season, and Pretty Cure is only available in America legally through Crunchyroll. Like, please, anime-centric places, call me. Anime-centric places, Sonic-centric places, somebody call me. I would like money. I'm a very broke person. Studio Den was founded in 1975 by Hiroshi Hasegawa, a former Sunrise producer. Studio Den worked on the 1989 version of Ranma 1/2, which it said specifically episodes 67 through 95 of Ryoni Kenshin, Fruits Baskets, the 2001 version, Rave Master from 2001 to 2002, 2006's Fate Stay Night, 2015's Jewel Pet Magical Change, 2016, Haven't You Heard? I'm Sakamoto, which I did watch part of that anime, it was hilarious. 2013, Hatalia, The Beautiful World, and 2015's Hatalia, The World Twinkle. I'm a big Hatalia fan. And many other projects I didn't list. I did skim their film list, and they worked on the Sailor Moon Cosmos movie, the 2023 one, with Toei Animation. Doesn't say specifically what they did, but I love Sailor Moon, so it must be mentioned. Speaking of Sailor Moon, the Sailor Moon Cosmos movie did just recently drop onto Netflix finally, so I can finally watch it in English. Not gonna lie, we watched it in Japanese as soon as it was available on the internet somewhere. They took a long time putting it on Netflix. But, fun fact, Ranma 1/2 is one of my sister's favorite mangas. I think it might actually be her favorite, Romika Takahashi, piece of work. And it is getting a anime adaptation. It's getting another anime, a new anime adaptation in October of 2024. So, depending on when this video comes out, and if you're watching it, go check that out. It's really nice. It's a really nice series. My sister's hoping for certain chapters to finally be adapted into anime form. So yeah. Characters! This is the section where we list all the characters, but I first must drink some water. Stay hydrated, everyone. Water is very, very important and very good for you. Masaki Fujiyoshi is an Omega. They're married to Hiromu, and they are essentially the stay-at-home dad. They are the main character that you kind of see, you kind of follow and see the world through. You mostly stick with the Fujiyoshi family. But Masaki is kind of like, it's everyone interacts with him, essentially. Hiromu Fujiyoshi is Masaki's husband. He's an alpha. He works at a construction company, but he like wears suits and stuff, so he's like the upper construction company person. Hikari, Yujioshi. I was saying Fujioshi. Is it? It's Fujioshi. I don't know why I wrote a Y for their name, but it's Fujioshi. I have Fujioshi. I don't know. But we have Hikari. They are the child of Misaki and Hiromu. They're about 2 years old at the start of the show, and they're an alpha. Adorable child. Every scene with them is absolute peak perfection. I love it. It makes me very happy. You have Yuki Hirai. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that correctly. They're a beta. They're a college-age neighbor of the Fujiyoshi family. They have very low self-esteem. They're very shy and tends to just overthink a whole bunch. You have Tomohiro Masatsu, who is Hiromu's best friend since childhood. They work at the same place. He's also an alpha. Hinata Fujiyoshi is an alpha. They're the daughter of Misaki and Hiromu, and legit, they are born throughout the course of the series, so they're itty bitty baby. They're very cute, but itty bitty baby. You have Ato Mochizuki. They're an Omega. They're a construction worker, single dad. They recently lost their partner a month or so before being introduced in the series, and they are Michiru's dad. It's not Michiru, it's Michiru. I apologize. Pronunciations are not my best, okay? Michiru Mochizuki is Ato's son. They're an Omega. They're a very soft-spoken kid. They're the same age as Hikari. They're a very adorable kid. Very sweet. Love them. Absolutely precious. And then you have Yuto and Shoto Matsu. They are twins. They are alphas. They are the younger brothers of Tomohiro. I'm not exactly sure how old they are, but they're younger than Tomohiro. But they are still adults, and I believe they might be older than Yuki, who's in college. And then you have Kazuhiko Ogiwara, who is a beta. They're Misaki's cousin and also ex-fiance. There is drama with that. And another character you see come into play is Hiromu's father, who is also an alpha. There's like a whole episode or so dealing with him. And I forgot to write his name down because his name was not written in the character list on the Wikipedia. That's probably why it got forgotten. Plot synopsis. So our story starts out with Misaki and Hiromu moving to a new neighborhood with their young son, Hikari. The neighbor introduces her son, Yuki, to them. Yuki becomes Hikari's first friend, even though he doesn't think he himself is that great. The show really focuses on the relationships between the characters. Hiromu is deeply in love with Misaki and Hikari, and eventually Hinata when she is born. This dude is obsessed with his kid. Like, he is taking photos, videos of his children, and showing them off to everyone in his office. Like, look at my kid! They're so cute! Omegas are looked down on in this world. I don't know the exact reasons as for why, and it's not really a requirement to know for the story. It's the fact leads to Misaki having had low self-esteem in the past, Otto feeling uneasy around alphas to the point of when he realizes Misaki's husband is an alpha, he questions if it's safe for his own son, Michiru, to continue playing with Hikari. And the show actually ends kind of like on that plot point, so it's really good suspense to have it like the end of the series and to end it on that resolution specifically. We also have like an arc where Misaki is reached out to by like his family to go home and receive a letter left to him by his deceased parents. Masaki's family were always regretful about him being born as an Omega, as they were like a family of betas. And this causes like a lot of emotional turmoil of rather do I go, do I not go? It's also common in this world for people in this world to marry within their type. Ergo, alphas marry alphas, betas marry betas, omegas marry omegas, blah 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 blah. Or at least it's the norm for relationships in this world. I don't know about other Omegaverse worlds, but that's the norm for this world. We also have an arc of Hiromu's father visiting unannounced. Hiromu's dad had originally disapproved of their relationship and said something very cruel and hurtful to Misaki while he was pregnant with Hikari. He realizes he was wrong and wants to apologize, but he struggles with the way he tries to apologize, Apologizing can be hard for adults because, like, you gotta admit, I was an asshole, I was stupid, I was wrong, I was kind of a cunt. So everyone struggles to apologize. And my music in my ear is playing the Chow Garden. Always a great song to hear. We also have several fun arcs, like Hikari befriending a dog and how he feels and is reacting to becoming a big brother. We also have a story arc that doesn't focus on the Fujiyoshi family, but the plot does not reach a conclusion, so I'm not going to cover it much here. It is so annoying for me, because I'm just like, the plot has reached kind of a conclusion where I read in the fan translated manga, but in the anime, that is an undercurrent plot, like a subplot. And so where the anime ends, that plot has not concluded yet. I'm looking forward to see if it will, but it hasn't. And I'm hoping we'll get a second season where they'll cover that plot. Really hoping for it, because I enjoy the series. But I am very much hoping that once the manga, more of the manga is like out, and there's more content to work with, that we will get a second season of this anime. I'm not sure if next year is feasible, but maybe in 2026 when they have more content to go, because like you got to consider how much manga do you have, and then how long it's going to take to make that manga, and then how long it's going to take to make the anime. So I'm hoping by 2026 there's more content to the manga that they can make a whole second season out of. Just my hopes. My very much hopes and dreams. Feelings and thoughts. I love how the relationships are written and shown in the show. I especially love all the moments with the tiny kiddos. Watching them play hide and seek and trick or treat is very heartwarming. We also have Hikari play with Hanada, who is only a few months old. My main complaint is I wish Misaki was also called dad and husband in the series. However, he is referred to as mom or wife. I guess it's because he's the one who gave birth to the kids, but it's a minor, very, very minor gripe that I have. I also wished more of the Omegaverse elements were explained for those of us new to the elements of it. The manga did have a page that had it explain some things from the biology point of view of the world, but considering the series started in a magazine about Omegaverse stories and focused on the Omegaverse world in general, it is for an audience that is technically already familiar or a fan of its established elements. Luckily, even if you don't get all of said elements like I do, you're perfectly fine to watch it and enjoy the series. You'll pick up on some of the elements as it goes. Plus, there is romance without it just being weirdly horny, without it being like a weird, toxic, almost questionable relationship, which I prefer. I don't really get to see those a lot. It's very hard for me to find those. Once again, if you can find the cute, adorable, heartwarming yaoi, please put it in the comments below. I want more of it, please. It's very sweet, it's heartwarming, and it's based on essentially emotional connections. Ranking wise, I would give this series an A. I really greatly enjoy it. It's a very cute and heartwarming with a mix of emotional turmoil for the adult characters as they navigate problems within the world. There isn't much to complain about for me. Would I recommend this? If you're wanting to watch something with a sweet gay couple and their family, then yes, this would be an anime I recommend for you. And I do this because not everyone is wanting cute, adorable gay stories. It's an understandable fact. It's a sad fact, but it's understandable. Outro! With this, I end the video here. Let me know what your thoughts are on Tadaima Okaeri or Welcome Home in the comments down below, especially if you have watched it. If you haven't watched it yet and you're just like, maybe I will watch it, let me know. Come back and let me know if you enjoyed it or if you think that I am just overly easy to please with my show consumption. What other yaoi or any show would you recommend for me and for others? Let us know. I always love show recommendations. I also want you all to know I am currently not monetized on YouTube. I'm missing the watch time to qualify. So if you would like to support me, I have a Patreon, a Ko-fi, a Redbubble, and several published ebooks on multiple platforms: Smashwords, Kindle, Amazon, blah blah blah, Barnes and Nobles, etc. Patreon gets you early access to my art and writings, and also I have it set up where you can get early access to videos. So if, say, this video is being recorded on OBS, this audio right now, I gotta take this audio, put it underneath the speed paint. This video of the audio is being recorded and will be up on my Patreon for you guys to see. Ko-fi is where you can commission me. You can also see my artwork there. Redbubble, you can buy my art on products, stickers, shirts, notebooks, etc. And then I have a blog that is monetized where I post like short story scenes and snippets of stuff I'm working on. And yeah, or just things like I thought up, but I don't really know like where to put it story-wise. So if you want to read my stuff and support me without having to spend money, check out galaxyoftales.blogspot.com. All that good stuff. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. You're all amazing. Let's go ahead and thank the Patreon and Ko-fi supporters. Simply Random Sevens, Cassy, Kaleidoscope Chick, Micah, and Stapler. You're all amazing. You're all wonderful. Thank you all for supporting me and doing what I'm doing. You're all great. You're all wonderful. I'm very happy that you're all here. And so, yeah. Other things. Trying to think. What have I been up to? I've been doing a podcast called Sonic Second. Let me go ahead and plug that. I have been doing a podcast. I'm not getting paid for that. And in Sonic Second, it's where we review every single episode of Sonic Underground. So if you are a fan of Sonic the Hedgehog stuff, which you found my video, you might just be here because, random anime review. But if you're new here, hi, I'm a really big Sonic fan. It's probably Sonic fan art that's being drawn in this speed paint that's playing as the visual for this video. Hi. So if you like Sonic the Hedgehog, there's a podcast called Sonic Second. I will link to it below. I believe it's in my descriptions. If not, I will add it to it. So, yeah, thank you all very much for being here. I'll also link to the Lindsay Elias Omegaverse video in the description. I'll also put it in the comment section because it's a great video. It's a long video essay. But hey, I like video essays. So thank you all for being here. Thank you all for being awesome. And have a lovely day. Bye bye. Stay hydrated. And remember to eat something. And we are at 31 minutes. We did good. Yay.